Back in my day, we didn't need fancy cleaners or expensive products, just a good old bottle of vinegar. You'd be surprised at what this little miracle liquid can do. So grab a seat and let Grandpa share 40 crazy vinegar hacks. Back in my day, we didn't have 10 different bottles of cleaners under the sink. We had vinegar, and it did the job just fine. Mix equal parts vinegar and water in a spray bottle, and you've got yourself a powerful, natural cleaner for countertops, sinks, and even appliances. No harsh chemicals, just good old-fashioned clean. Nothing ruins a nice view like streaky windows, but don't waste your money on expensive sprays. Just mix vinegar and water, wipe with a newspaper, and watch those windows shine. Works like a charm on mirrors, too. Grandma always said, "See the world clearly, and it'll see you back." You ever open the microwave and it looks like a science experiment exploded inside? Yeah, me too. Fill a microwave-safe bowl with half vinegar, half water, and heat it for 5 minutes. That steam loosens up all the gunk. Just wipe it clean. Cloudy glasses? No problem. Pour a cup of vinegar into the bottom of your dishwasher before running a cycle. It removes mineral buildup and leaves your dishes sparkling. And let's be honest, it saves you from rewashing them when guests come over. Your coffee should wake you up, not taste like old socks. Run a cycle with equal parts vinegar and water, then another with just water to rinse. This clears out the mineral buildup, so your morning cup stays fresh. Trust me, Grandpa needs his coffee. You drop your coffee, the dog tracks in mud, or the grandkids accidentally spill juice. Don't worry. Blot the stain with vinegar and water, let it sit for a few minutes, then dab with a clean towel. Works like magic. I love my furry friends, but I don't love the smells they leave behind. Spray a mix of vinegar and water on carpets and furniture to keep your home smelling fresh. Just don't let the dog see you do it. He might take it personally. Nothing says clean home like fresh-smelling air. Spray undiluted vinegar directly on moldy areas, let it sit for an hour, then scrub away. No harsh bleach, just good old vinegar doing its thing. Skip the fancy toilet cleaners. Pour a cup of vinegar into the bowl, let it sit for 30 minutes, then scrub with a toilet brush. Keeps the throne looking worthy of a king, or at least a grandpa who likes a clean seat. If your showerhead sprays in weird directions, it's probably clogged with mineral deposits. Fill a plastic bag with vinegar, tie it around the showerhead, and let it soak overnight. Rinse in the morning, and you'll have water pressure like the good old days. I like my chrome shiny, whether it's on a car or a faucet. Just rub vinegar on your bathroom fixtures with a cloth and watch them sparkle. Grandma says it even makes me look younger when I see my reflection in the sink. Got some old brass or copper that's looking dull? Make a paste of vinegar and salt. Rub it on, let it sit, then buff it out. It'll shine so bright you'll think you found buried treasure. You ever try to peel off a price tag and it leaves that annoying sticky stuff behind? Dab it with vinegar, wait a few minutes and wipe it clean. No more struggling or scraping like a caveman. Sticky scissors? Don't ruin them with water. Just wipe the blades with vinegar. Cleans them up without rusting them. And believe me, a grandpa needs his scissors sharp for all kinds of important things, like opening snack bags. Nothing kills a kitchen vibe like a smelly sink. Freeze vinegar into ice cubes, then toss them down the garbage disposal and run it. It sharpens the blades and freshens things up at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. Your fridge should smell like fresh food, not last week's leftovers. Wipe down shelves with vinegar to kill bacteria and odors. And if something in there smells suspicious, just throw it out, don't smell it. Trust me on this one. Got rusty tools, bolts, or even kitchen knives? Soak them in vinegar overnight, and the rust wipes right off. Good as new, I'd say it's like turning back time, but let's be honest, Grandma still feels 80 no matter how much vinegar she uses. Sorry to interrupt, Sugar, but I have a little favor to ask. I'm hoping to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. Would you be kind and help me out? Just click that little subscribe button real quick. It won't cost you a penny, but it sure would mean the world to me. Now, let's get back to it. Back in my day, we didn't need fancy fabric softeners that smell like a perfume factory exploded. We had vinegar, Just pour half a cup into the rinse cycle and your clothes will come out soft, fresh, and free of detergent buildup. No weird chemicals, no residue, just good clean clothes. And don't worry, you won't walk around smelling like a pickle. The vinegar scent disappears once the clothes dry. Grandkids are stain magnets. Grass, chocolate, spaghetti sauce, you name it. But don't panic. Dab white vinegar on the stain, let it sit for a few minutes, then toss it in the wash. Works on wine, sweat stains, and even those mystery stains nobody wants to admit to. And if you're dealing with a stubborn one, mix vinegar with baking soda to make a paste. Scrub it in, wait a bit, and wash as usual. It's like magic, without the expensive potions. Back in my day, we didn't have fancy weed killers. We just used vinegar, and it worked like a charm. Pour full-strength white vinegar directly onto weeds, and watch them wither away like my patients at a family reunion. For tougher weeds, mix it with a little salt and dish soap. Just be careful. This stuff doesn't play favorites. It'll kill the weeds, but it'll take the grass with it too, if you're not careful. You know who doesn't like vinegar? Ants. If you've got a parade of them marching through your kitchen, wipe down their favorite spots with vinegar. Counters, floors, and doorways. They'll take one whiff and head for the hills. It messes with their scent trails, so they can't find their way back. And trust me, when Grandpa messes up directions, he doesn't find his way back either. You leave a banana out for one day, and suddenly your kitchen is the fruit fly Olympics. Don't worry, Grandpa's got you covered. Fill a small bowl with apple cider vinegar, add a few drops of dish soap, and watch those little troublemakers take the plunge. The vinegar lures them in, and the soap keeps them from flying out. Works every time. Fleas don't pay rent, so they're not welcome here. Add a teaspoon of vinegar to your pet's drinking water, and it'll make them less appetizing to fleas. Don't overdo it though, just a little bit will help. And if you've got a serious flea problem, mix vinegar with water and spray it on their bedding. Keeps the critters away without all those weird chemicals. When I had more hair, dandruff was the enemy, but Grandma had a trick: vinegar. Just mix equal parts vinegar and water, massage it into your scalp, let it sit for a few minutes, and rinse. It fights dandruff and makes your scalp feel fresh. And if you're like me and have less hair these days, well, at least your scalp will be squeaky clean. You forgot your hat, didn't you? Now you're redder than a lobster at a 4th of July cookout. No worries, dab some diluted vinegar on a washcloth and gently press it on your sunburn. It cools the skin and takes out the sting. Just don't blame me if you start craving a salad afterward. Grandma swears by this one. A little apple cider vinegar mixed with water makes a great facial toner. Just dab it on your face with a cotton ball to balance your skin's pH. I tried it once, and Grandma said I looked 10 years younger, but I think she was just being nice. Listen, feet can smell. It happens. But instead of spending money on fancy foot sprays, just soak your feet in a tub of warm water and vinegar for 15 minutes. It kills bacteria, gets rid of odors, and even softens rough skin. You'll go from clear the room to walk with confidence in no time. You got a wart? No problem. Soak a cotton ball in apple cider vinegar, tape it over the wart, and leave it overnight. Do this daily, and after a while, that little troublemaker will disappear. No trips to the doctor, no fancy creams, just good old-fashioned vinegar doing its thing. Bug bites, poison ivy, mystery rashes, whatever's making you itch, vinegar can help. Dab a little on the itchy spot, and it'll calm the irritation. Just be warned, it might sting a little at first. But Grandpa always says, if it stings, it's working. Toenail fungus isn't exactly a fun topic, but hey, we're all friends here. Soak your feet in vinegar and water for 20 minutes a day, and that nasty fungus will pack its bags and leave. Bonus, your feet will be softer too. You went for a nice swim and bam! Stung by a jellyfish. First, don't panic. Easier said than done, I know. Pour vinegar over the sting to neutralize the venom. Just don't let your buddy tell you that whole pee on it nonsense. That's a myth. You wake up with a scratchy throat, and suddenly, everyone thinks you've got the plague. Before you panic, try this. Mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with warm water and gargle for 30 seconds. It kills bacteria and soothes the throat. Just don't swallow it unless you like the taste of yikes. Hiccups. Nature's way of reminding you that your body has a mind of its own. Next time they hit, take a teaspoon of vinegar and gulp it down. The sour taste shocks your system and resets your diaphragm. It's weird, but it works. Trust Grandpa on this one. You ever wake up feeling like you've got cement in your sinuses? Steam is your best friend. Heat up a bowl of vinegar and inhale the vapors. Carefully, of course. It breaks up the congestion and clears your nose faster than you can say, "Grandpa's home remedy. Just keep a tissue handy. You're gonna need it." Nothing brightens up a room like fresh flowers, but they don't last forever, unless you use vinegar. Add 2 tablespoons of vinegar and a teaspoon of sugar to a vase of water. It keeps flowers fresher, longer. Grandma swears by this one, says it's the reason she's kept me around so long. Ever tried peeling an egg and ended up with half of it stuck to the shell? Annoying, right? Add a splash of vinegar to the boiling water, and the shells will slide right off. Makes breakfast a whole lot easier, and you won't end up cursing at your eggs. Want your steak to melt in your mouth? Marinate it in vinegar for a few hours before cooking. It breaks down the tough fibers and adds a little tangy flavor. Just don't leave it in too long. You don't want your steak turning into mush. Think your fruits and veggies are clean? Think again. Soak them in a bowl of water with a cup of vinegar to get rid of pesticides and dirt. You'll be shocked at the gunk that comes off. Wash your produce, folks. Grandpa's orders. If your rice always turns out clumpy, here's a trick. Add a teaspoon of vinegar to the cooking water. It keeps the grains separate and fluffy, just the way they should be. Grandma started doing this years ago, and I haven't had sticky rice since. You ever buy a nice block of cheese, only to have it go moldy before you can enjoy it? Here's a fix. Wrap it in a cloth dampened with vinegar before storing it in the fridge. It keeps mold at bay and makes your cheese last longer. Just don't tell Grandma, or she'll start hiding the good cheese from me. Well, there you have it. 40 crazy vinegar hacks that'll save you time, money, and frustration. Who knew one little bottle could do so much? Try a few, impress your friends, and remember, Grandpa's always got the best tricks. See you next time.